This week's weekly experience was designed to get the ball rolling, or taking the first steps to make our absurd expectations a reality. So what I did to turn my dream into a reality was I compiled a list of about 40 different contacts from about 40 different student organizations here on the Kennesaw campus. On top of that, I also compiled a list of about 4 different sponsors here at Kennesaw that go with diversity and inclusion to sponsor the event in order to handle event planning and funding the event. So the reason why I participated in this week's weekly experience was basically to get the ball rolling, to gain momentum. It allowed me to think about what I necessarily needed to do. It gave me more of a realistic approach to such a huge project. So creating a forum with all these different organizations can be time-consuming and a massive project, but what this experience allowed me to do is narrow my focus down so I can start checking some boxes, so I can start charting my progress, so I can ultimately get to the goal of having a forum here in Kennesaw campus with different organizations. This weekly experience made me think more like an entrepreneur because it made me go back into class. It made me think about what resources and what people and what community I have behind me. So that ultimately led me to wanting to combine my contact list just so I can see what resources I have that I can use that to push and jumpstart my forum, because without the resources and these people, there can't be a Be Super campaign, because the whole thing is based off of human interaction, us interacting with each other to come to a greater common understanding of our differences and our similarities. For this weekly experience, I would say I was successful, but I did learn something along the way. What I learned is that the idea I have of this forum encompasses so many different people and so many different groups that I have to do my research on these different groups and start to see what some of the stereotypes that exist and some of the misconceptions that are there, so I can try to guide and not have a situation where I'm making one group feel uncomfortable and making another group feel uncomfortable, that everybody feels welcome, but that they also can interact with each other and actually learn something from each other. So basically, to sum it up, what I learned was that I need to do a little bit more research on the different cultures and the different groups that I'm going to be inviting and to include, just so no one gets offended and everyone can learn and have a good time. So what I would do differently would be, while I was compiling my contact list, I should have wrote emails down, and I also should have gave myself a little general summary just explaining what each organization represents or what they stand for, just because there's so many different organizations and it's going to just be hard to just memorize or remember all of what each organization does. So just to help myself out, I should have took the time out just to write a little summary about what each organization does, because in the long run it'll pay off for me in the end.